Yeah, I don't know why you said that either. Why would you say such a horrible thing about those people? That's like the worst, the most bigoted thing I've ever heard you say. Why would you say that?
I hate ducks, man.
Would you rather? Do you think you could fight a horse-sized duck?
I would fucking annihilate a horse-sized duck.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know, like clowns? I'm going somewhere with this. Hold on. You know, like clowns.
Yeah.
You've heard of a clown.
I've heard of a clown.
Have you seen them do the trick where they have the infinite string?
And they just wrap things? Oh,
yeah.
it's infinite string.
No, yeah, where they pull the infinite, like, rope out of their hand.
Mm-hmm.
Or out of their pocket or, like, their mouth or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be me with the horse-sized duck penis.
Why is it always a penis? What the fuck?
The hag's motorcycle had become my primary means of transportation. Because a normal-sized duck penis is like 2 feet.
Yeah.
That's not like a bit.
I know. You know all
So
about
if you made them horse-sized, it's like 16 feet of schlong, if not more.
Damn.
So you could just like get up under there and just like infinite clown rope it out, man.
That's gross.
But
That's
you know
weird.
what I'm saying?
Why is that where your mind went? Of all
That's how you beat him. That's how you beat him.
That's where you went with the clown thing. You didn't go with the fucking balloon animal with its fucking neck out tying into knots or something. No, he went pulling out the penis.
Yeah.
I'm cutting that.
Don't cut the duck penis horse joke, man. It's good. I like the clown duck horse penis joke.
That's
Not good a tangent, by the way.
Terrible. That's awful.
Talk about duck penis for the first 2 minutes.
I hate you.
You thought it was funny. You got and see, I set
Just because I said it was
see, I set the clown imagery up so that you could see what I'm talking about. You ever seen a duck?
Read your
before?
goddamn line.
You ever seen a duck, man? My next stop was the staff meeting at the Furude Shrine Assembly Hall. It was easy to imagine how a normal meeting would play out if it were just celebrating the end of Watanagashi, but today's staff meeting was likely going to be as strained as the Sonozaki Family Council. Yes, this staff meeting was going to deal with the heart of Hinamizawa. I couldn't let my guard down, even for a moment. I rested for a while at the house, then left for the meeting. I walked up the long stairs to the Furude Shrine. At the top of it, I saw some elderly men smoking in front of the hall. Since they had a minor fire a long time ago, it had been made into a non-smoking area.
Is that Mion-chan?
The head of the Kimiyoshi
it's
family,
Kimiyoshi.
Uncle Kimiyoshi, noticed me and waved. He must not have expected Mion to come alone. Normally it would have been either the hag by herself, or Mion tagging along as an assistant. Granny's been in a terrible mood since the incident last night. She's been staying in bed and won't even let me get near her. They all understood how troublesome she was when in a bad mood. They smiled bitterly in sympathy. So you're
here as the Sonozaki family representative then. Has Oryo-san told you anything?
Sort of. What did he mean by, has Oryo-san told you anything? That line by itself didn't really explain much. The staff meeting was usually led by the mayor, the head of the Kimiyoshi family, and he'd asked me, as the substitute for the Sonozaki family head, if I'd heard anything from her. Then I realized who was supposed to lead today's staff meeting. No, Kimiyoshi-san. Do I really have to lead the meeting today? According to the ranking order at the family council, any substitute for the Sonozaki family head is above the Kimiyoshi family head. In other words, I have to lead today's meeting. There was no way I could do that.
No, don't worry, I'll do it. You can just take a seat, Mion-chan. If there's anything you've heard from Oryo-san, just let us know, okay?
Kimiyoshi-san, why don't we get started? Everyone's here now. The smoker... Oh, whoops. Kimiyoshi-san, why don't we get started? Everyone's here now. The smokers put out their cigarettes and went back into the hall. The tables were set in a horseshoe shape, and I was told to sit next to the chair reserved for the chief. The seat opposite mine was empty. Considering its location, it was probably for the Furude family head, Rika Furude. But somebody had said earlier that everyone was already here. Either Rika-chama had called in absent, or the empty seat was just a formality. Knowing the subject of this meeting, I don't think that the Furude family head would even want to attend. Even if Rika-chama actually attended, she wouldn't be able to say anything. All she'd usually do at the Sonozaki family councils was draw pictures on a notepad. She would probably end up drawing pictures in this meeting too. Besides, they probably didn't want her to hear anything unpleasant. In this way, the empty Furude seat family was easily explained. Furude family seat. When everyone was settled, the head of the Women's Association served tea. The wass. She gave me an evil look, trying to tell me to help her out. I got up and did so. After that, everyone fell quiet, and the secretary stood up. Everyone, thank you for coming today on such short notice, despite your busy schedules. Let's start with a few words from the mayor. Go ahead, please.
Please excuse me for staying seated. Ken-chan, you stay seated too. Thank you all for coming today. Also, you all did a great job at Watanagashi yesterday. The festival was a great success as usual. There weren't any mishaps, lots of villagers came, and I believe it went great. On the whole, let me see, how many people was it? According to the Imperial General Headquarters' report, approximately 5,000 people showed up.
That guy's name's Ken-chan. Like the doll? That's the laughing at my joke.
Except me.
Fuck you, man. Everyone laughed except me.
I hope you will continue to work together to carry on this tradition. I appreciate your cooperation.
Clap, clap, clap. And applause with only 8 people doesn't sound so great.
Okay.
Oh shit. Okay, let's move on to today's proceedings. Kimiyoshi-san will lead the meeting today. Please applaud if you approve.
Clap, clap, clap.
Thank you. Then with your approval, Mayor Kimiyoshi will take over. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Ken-chan. Let's start now. Sorry, could you close the curtains?
Everyone closed the curtains nearest to them. The sun was still up, but with all the curtains closed, the room became very dark. The village chief explained the details of the incident, as well as what went on with the police. A police vehicle discovered Tomitake Flash's body on the way back to Okinomiya last night. Oishi's special curse unit was standing by, expecting something to happen for the 5th time, so they responded quickly. Oishi has a curse unit.
Curse unit.
Fucking based. Since Tomitake Flash and Takano-san were rarely apart, Oishi got in touch with the neighboring prefectural police departments and asked them to look for her. As a result, they found a burned body of a woman in the mountains of the Gifu prefecture, and the body was then identified as Mio Takano. Considering the circumstances, the police ended up labeling the incident as the 5th of the ongoing series of mysterious deaths. When he finished, there was dead silence. I watched to see who would speak first. Nobody said a thing. Then I noticed Kimiyoshi-san looking at me. Ah, this was where the head of the Sonozaki family would speak.
Mion-chan, has Oryo said anything about this whole thing?
Everyone looked in my direction. I was sure they could see the hag in me. I'm Mion Sonozaki, acting head of the Sonozaki family. I'm here in place of Oryo, the current head. Thank you for having me. I became Mion. I tried to become as cold and unfeeling as the Mion I witnessed a year ago. That cold version of Mion was inside of me. That was me. I was her. Unfortunately, the curse of Oyashiro-sama has come to pass for the 5th time. This is deeply regretful. Everyone was held captive by my words. I wasn't a little girl anymore. The hag was speaking through my mouth. They all heard me and trembled in fear. Does anyone know why the curse happened again this year? After my question, everyone whispered to each other. I will tell you. It was because they broke the rule of the ritual storehouse and desecrated the sacred grounds within.
How dare they?
A few elderly men got up and yelled.
The fools! I can't believe this!
They deserve to be killed.
Oyashiro-sama, please calm your anger.
Oh my, how did this happen? Oyashiro-sama?
This is why we hate outsiders.
They just don't think. They're just too stupid.
They got what they deserved. It was their own fault.
The angry old men yelled even as they trembled in fear. Their sudden change scared me more than a little. Even Uncle Kimiyoshi, who was usually so gentle and sweet, became like a demon of war, cursing those who broke the rule of the ritual storehouse. It had become like a raging ocean inside the assembly hall. Their yells spun around like a whirlpool. They roared, crashed, and howled. Even while doing nothing but watch, I could feel myself turning pale. Mion threatened me yesterday, and Kasai had been shocked this morning. What I saw before me was similar to that. Even the sweet and gentle Uncle Kimiyoshi was saying they deserved to die. I was fearful of the sudden change in these elderly men. More than anything, the fact that they all believed those people deserved to die for trespassing is what terrified me. It wasn't just that, of course. The real thing I was scared of was that I was one of the people they wanted dead. In other words, it was almost like they were telling me to die of the curse. If they were to find out I snuck into the ritual storehouse, it was very possible that they would strangle me on the spot. Actually, they might not kill me that easily. By then, I was certain. The people in this room were true believers in Oyashiro-sama, just like the hag. They wouldn't hesitate to murder whoever made Oyashiro-sama angry on his behalf. Even if they didn't carry out the killing themselves, they would pretend they didn't see anything. Yes, not even if my head was cut off right in front of them. Everyone here would act in collusion and say I never attended today. If they all testified that they waited and I didn't show, I'd be demoned away. It would be far too easy for them to erase someone and have them disappear. There was no mistake. The people linking the hag and the curse were definitely here at this meeting. I continued speaking. I was Mion Sonozaki. I was on the side responsible for the curse. Therefore, at that moment, I didn't need to worry about anything. Nobody could tell the difference between Mion and me. That is what would keep me safe. Please, be silent.
Hey, quiet down.
Fuck.
Uncle Kimiyoshi helped me to quiet everyone, but his tone was violent. He really scared me.
Do Uncle Kimiyoshi's whole voice.
Everyone gradually became silent. In fact, it was 4 people who snuck into the storehouse. 2 more remain. People once more became restless upon hearing that, but Uncle Kimiyoshi yelled at them again and they settled down. Tomitake-san and Takano-san were old enough to be made responsible for their own poor judgment. As a result, the curse of Oyashiro-sama fell upon them immediately, but the other 2 were simply children. The curse is yet to fall upon them, but there will be some kind of punishment. Everyone stayed quiet that time. They all had turned genuinely pale, trying not to miss a word I said. After all, they were all thinking that the kids I mentioned could be their own relatives, or even grandchildren. They wanted to know who they were, to put their minds at ease. The other 2 who snuck into the ritual storehouse were Shion Sonozaki and Keiichi Mayabara. I could feel the air getting drier. It was so dry it almost felt like it was going to start making a crackling noise. Shion Sonozaki has already... I couldn't even hear the old people breathe. I took a peek at Uncle Kimiyoshi, who was sitting next to me. He adored Shion as if she were his own granddaughter, but she had been demoned away. I wanted to see how distressed and sad he'd look. And when I saw his face, I felt a sensation on my back as if my skin itself was making a crackling noise. He didn't even have an expression on his face. Uncle Kimiyoshi adored me. I loved him and I thought he loved me too. That was why I expected him to be saddened after learning that I met with such a cruel fate. What was I thinking? The memory of his warm smile shattered inside of me. There was no way of describing the fear I experienced in that moment in mere words. Had he suddenly changed into someone I didn't even recognize? Uncle Kimiyoshi noticed me looking at him and spoke.
What about Keiji Maebara?
Not yet. I had to take a deep breath to regain my composure. All four who snuck into the ritual storehouse will suffer the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Keiichi Maebara is no exception. Chilling looks, cruel looks, emotionless looks, shrewd looks, and the looks of people who were about to snap. I could feel the demons chewing my words while they stared at me with their sharp eyes. I could see some of them sticking their snake-like tongues in and out. I could see flames in some of their eyes. They were memorizing the names of the intruder the curse had yet to fall upon. And so the meeting went on. We were told not to tell the police too much, to report what they asked us, and to hold another meeting whenever something of significance happened. If something unexpected took place, we were to get in touch with either the head of the Kimiyoshi family or the head of the Sonozaki family for instructions on what to do. With those closing remarks, the meeting was over. It was already getting dark outside. Being in a valley surrounded by mountains, once the sun went down in Hinamizawa, it got dark quickly. Even if it was hot during the day, it cooled down quickly at night. The elderly people said goodbyes to each other, and left on their bicycles, on their motorcycles, or in their cars. Uncle Kimiyoshi waved them goodbye and started to head home himself. I called out to him. Kimiyoshi-san, do you have plans after this? I called him Kimiyoshi-san instead of Uncle Kimiyoshi. He stopped.
No, I don't have anything planned.
Can you stop by my house?
Does Oyo want to see me?
Yes. She wants to talk to you about something in person.
Okay, I'll stop by.
Uncle Kimiyoshi arrived at the Sonozaki house. He often came to this house to have secret meetings with the hag, so he wasn't suspicious at all. I invited Uncle Kimiyoshi into the living room. I served him a cup of tea and told him I was going to fetch the hag. I left the room and killed some time down the hallway. Granny will be here after she gets dressed. She might take a little while.
Oh, that's okay. I'll just wait.
Uncle Kimiyoshi relaxed as he sipped his cup of tea. I sat next to him. I think she wants to talk to you about Shion. I mentioned my name and watched for his reaction. Uncle Kimiyoshi looked so grim. I couldn't even tell if he heard me. I decided to continue speaking until he reacted in some way. You remember the incident from last year with Shion, yes? She became friendly with the people of the Hojo family.
She was forgiven after ripping out her nails, wasn't she?
Yes, 3 nails. Uncle Kimiyoshi folded his arm and thought for a while. Arms. Where is Shion?
Where is Shion-chan now?
In the basement.
How is she doing?
Uncle Kimiyoshi sounded worried. When I heard that, I felt relieved that Uncle Kimiyoshi was on my side. His anger in the assembly hall was just an act. She has been crying.
Mion-chan. Tell me, what is Oryo-san going to do with Shion-chan?
She hasn't told me any details. As you know, Granny becomes awfully quiet when she is truly furious.
Going into the ritual storehouse, huh? Furthermore, it's her own granddaughter. That's a tough decision to make.
Uncle Kimiyoshi thought that the hag must be unsure of what to do with Shion. What do you think? What do you think will happen to Shion?
Well, I'm sure it'll be far more than just 3 nails this time. Knowing how Oryo-san is, she won't hold back just because it's her granddaughter. Actually, she might be even more harsh, especially because they're related.
Yes, she did go into the ritual storehouse. That's not something that can be forgiven so easily.
Indeed, and it's sacred after all.
But in a way, maybe it's not fair to Shion. She has been away from Hinamizawa, as you know. I'm sure she knew she wasn't supposed to trespass in the ritual storehouse, but maybe she didn't know how forbidden it was.
Yeah, that's true. Poor Shion-chan.
Other than the tattoo on my back, how would you tell the difference between Shion and me? There isn't one. There's no point in distinguishing between Mion and Shion in the first place. Twins are proof of bad luck. One should be eliminated as soon as they are born. Such is the family precept. The hag actually put her hands around my neck right after I came out of the womb. That's how the story went, at least. In the end, the hag didn't kill me, but pretended I didn't exist. She forced herself to call one of us Mion and the other Shion. She adored Mion and hated Shion. My sister and I never understood why we had to go through that. We didn't care who was Mion or Shion. So one day, we came up with an idea. We decided to share the joy Mion experienced and the sadness Shion experienced. We often switched places. We were both Mion, and at the same time, we were both Shion. You haven't watched Black Lagoon, have you?
Yes, I have.
Both seasons?
I don't know about the second season, but I've watched the first season, yeah.
Okay. There's
The twin arc.
Yeah, the twin arc. That's in the second season.
Okay, yeah, I've watched.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the twin arc.
It was a bit more fucked up in this one, just a little bit.
Just a tad, just a hair.
Yeah,
But the whole pretending to be each other so they share the burden. That's brutal. That is fucking brutal. Adults around us tried to put different clothes on us, or style our hair differently so they could tell us apart. That was nonsense. No matter what they did to us, all we had to do was switch places, and nobody could tell us apart. Finally, they decided that we switched places because we were always together. On that day, Shion got to go to an amusement park. Since then, we've been separated.
Mion-chan.
I can't even imagine what will happen to Shion. Whatever it is Granny decides to do, I'm not in a position to say anything about it. She doesn't listen to her relatives.
You're right. There's something Oryo-san needs to work. That's something Oryo-san needs to work on.
If Shion wasn't Shion Sonozaki, she would have been dead a long time ago. I can't even begin to imagine what kind of punishment might be equal to death. Even if she isn't killed, she'll probably never see the light of day again. In other words, she'll be demoned away.
Mion-chan, does Shion-chan regret what she has done?
Yes. In response, Uncle Kimiyoshi tapped my shoulder, then slapped his own chest. He smiled reliably.
Don't worry. If Shion-chan feels bad about what she has done,
I'm going into Trump. I'm going into Trump. It's actually so bad.
A small loan of 1,000,000 yen.
It's.
I figured out how to do the Trump voice.
Kimiyoshi 2024.
Oh my god. I didn't know that's how you did Trump, but I figured it out apparently.
If Shion-chan feels bad about what she...
I can't.
Dude, do it. Just do it. Just do it. He's now Trump. He's now Trump.
If Shion-chan feels bad about what she has done, she won't be demoned away. Leave it to me.
Really?
Such a bad voice.
I'm sure Oryo-san will be furious to hear me say anything.
I can't.
It's so good.
But I won't give up. I'll explain it.
Or Crocker.
Very good, parents!
It's actually way closer to Crocker.
Kimiyoshi voice is good. I like this one. This one's good.
But I won't give up. I'll explain to her that Shion-chan regrets what she has done. And I'll beg her for forgiveness.
Kimiyoshi's so based. Tears began to fall from my eyes. I knew it. Uncle Kimiyoshi was my ally.
Lying, fake news media. Don't believe me when I tell them about the fairy godparents.
What a terrible voice.
Oh god, I can't wait for Kimiyoshi to come back, man. I knew it. Uncle Kimiyoshi was my ally after all. He said he would forgive Shion. He was my ally. I was so very happy. Are you sure? Are you sure she won't be demoned away, like Satoshi Hojo-kun was last year? Uncle Kimiyoshi smiled reliably again and told me.
He was a brat of the Hojo family. It's the Shion-chan of the Sonosaki family we're talking about here. Of course she'll be forgiven.
Huh?
Kimiyoshi, you fucking dumbass. Of all the things you could have said.
See, it's as she said, like, as Kimiyoshi says that, Shion is reaching into her dress and turning the knot all the way up on the stun gun. And then she'll just look at Kimiyoshi and be like, huh? Satoshi? And it'll be like, yeah, Satoshi. And as he's saying it, she puts it on his heart and pulls the trigger. A brat of the Hojo family. Are you talking about Satoshi-kun? Last year's victim?
Those Hojo people, they were traitors who tried to sell out the whole village. Of course he got demoned away. He was a Hojo after all.
Huh? Huh? The Hojo people should all... Kimiyoshi.
The Hojo people should all be cursed. Only people like them get demoned away. Shion-chan will be okay. It won't happen to someone like her.
Uncle, didn't Shion take care of that for Satoshi-kun last year? Wasn't he supposed to be forgiven?
Take care of that? What do you mean?
Remember, 3 nails. She removed 3 of her nails. Kasai-san, Uncle Yoshiro, and then Satoshi-kun. 3 people. She removed 3 nails for 3 people.
Yeah? So that's why it was 3 nails, huh?
Huh? What? You know the fucking meme sound? The huh? Huh? Huh?
Yeah.
Can you play that every time it says huh on screen? Editing note for Tyler. And then when it says what, Vine Boom? I'll appreciate it, thank you. Wasn't that the significance of those 3 nails?
Yeah, you are right. There were 3 people involved, hence the 3 nails. I heard that too, but...
But what?
Kasai-san, Yoshiro-san, and Shion-chan. That makes 3.
Boom! What?
What?
We're in a Word document. We're streaming a Word document right now.
That's been this entire, yeah.
What? What? I endured excruciating pain. The first one was my left pinky, then the ring finger, and then the middle finger. People held me down so I couldn't move, but I endured. I had to endure 3 nails. I didn't know which nail was for Satoshi-kun. If my middle finger was for Satoshi-kun, I'd have to endure until my middle finger was done so that Satoshi-kun would be forgiven. That was why I endured. Even Mion said afterwards, everything was forgiven. Huh? Mion, didn't you say Satoshi-kun was forgiven? Didn't you? That's what I heard. I think that's what I heard. Or did I? So, do you remember what I said during her 3 fingernails coming off?
Tell me.
So I said when her 3 nails were coming off, they do the first one, she goes, for Kasai, pops it. Do the second one. For,
She says it out loud?
for Kimiyoshi, pop it. Yeah, say it out loud. Like, you know, she's like, I am sorry, Kimiyoshi, and then pops it. Or not Kimiyoshi, Yoshiro. You know, I'm sorry, Kasai, and then pops it. And then, I'm sorry, Satoshi, and then pops it. so then this wouldn't happen. And then, you know, like, oh, I apologize for myself, and then do an extra. So that this wouldn't happen. I'm just saying. This is how the mafia work. I cook the pizza. I felt the air move.
You think that's how it works? Like, you have to recite the names in order for it to actually count?
Yeah! Well, because they're gonna pull some bullshit like this! Where you do 3 nails for the Sonozaki-related members and yourself. Yeah, that's totally how that works. There shouldn't have been a breeze in that room, but I felt it anyways. The cold air stroked the back of my neck. That was when my true self stood right behind me and nodded. Although there was no wind, my hair billowed. The burning wickedness buried deep in my eyes became visible. Why do you think Satoshi Hojo-kun got demoned away? Satoshi-kun's parents did in fact try to sell out the village. They deserved the curse of Oyashiro-sama. But Satoshi-kun was simply their son. What has he done?
Mion-chan.
I'm asking you what kind of crime Satoshi-kun committed. You said earlier that he deserved to be demoned away because he was born of the Hojo family. What has he done to deserve being demoned away? Kimiyoshi didn't know what to say at the sudden question. He seemed dismayed. Oh,
Nope.
No. Oh, I'm cringe. I didn't hear her say it, but I know. It was Oryo Sonozaki's decision. She decided that the curse of Oyashiro-sama would fall upon all the Hojos.
Wait, Mion-chan, that's not true.
Didn't she decide that?
No, she didn't. The curse of Oyashiro-sama falling upon the Hojo family. I do remember her talking about something like that, but we never decided that. Nobody did.
Then why did you say it? Because he was one of the Hojos earlier.
I'm sorry, Mion-chan. That was... You know, I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry.
That's just it. Anything that happens to the Hojo family is the curse. As long as somebody has the Hojo name, nobody cares about what happens to that person. That idea is spread like a virus amongst all the villagers. It didn't matter if Satoshi-kun did anything or not. Because he was a Hojo, he was filthy. That infection of an idea is the entire problem. And you all believed in that idea. You couldn't even think straight anymore. I can't forgive you. I can't let someone like you exist. People like you cornered Satoshi-kun and his family. Poor Satoshi-kun. What has he done? He hasn't done anything. He was a Hojo, that's all. What kind of crime is that? Why did the curse fall upon him? What kind of crime has he committed?
Wow.
Wow. Hey, yo. Kimiyoshi's upper body bent backwards and fell onto the floor. That was that. I told you. I put my stun gun back in my pocket.
He actually got jump scared. He actually got jump scared.
Keiichi? Sorry, Shion. What was that you just said? Apparently, Takano-san Tomatake Flash died last night. Takano-san was found burned to death. Tomatake Flash was... Well, it looked like a suicide. I found out this morning. I heard my father talking to a relative on the phone about it. As I thought, Keiichi didn't know anything about what happened after the festival last night. Of course, it's not getting reported by the media. That's how it was in the past, too. Keiichi insisted that unless he heard about it on the news, it couldn't be real. But the investigations into the series of mysterious deaths are done in secret now. Of course he didn't hear about it on the news. I hear the mayor and several important politicians from the Sonozaki family put all the pressure they could on the police. Then you mean their deaths are going to be dealt with in total secrecy? That's how it is. Of course, the police are still investigating. That's being performed in secret too, though, so I hear the investigation itself is very restricted in what it can and cannot do. You could essentially say they're interfering with police investigation. I can't believe this. People died, and yet they're dealing with everything in secret. If we break it down further, it means that no matter who dies on the night of Watanagashi, it won't go public. That's the biggest pile of bullshit I've ever heard. Kei-chan, remember how I said before that the villagers could be the ones carrying out Oyashiro-sama's curse? That's what I mean. At some point, a tradition was created here in Hinamizawa, where every year you're allowed to kill someone on the night of the Watanagashi. Shion kills Rika.
Shion kills Rika?
Yeah. In this timeline, at least. For sure.
Okay.
Shion is going to kill every head of all the 3 families. She already killed Oreo. She's gonna kill...
She's the power monger.
Yeah.
It wasn't that Sonozaki family, it was Shion, la la la!
She's making what we call a power play. So, Power Play is the name of the mission in Fallout New Vegas, Nuka-Cola World DLC, where you decide to kill all of the bandit leaders instead of siding with them. Fun fact.
Nuka-Cola?
Yeah, the Nuka World.
Fallout 3.
Yeah, Fallout 4.
4.
Nuka World.
Oh, 4. I don't fucking remember anything about 4. Are you kidding me? You think I remember anything about that trash pile?
I love 4.
It sucks.
It's bad. It's really fucking fun to play, though.
Don't care. Story's bad, so I don't touch it.
Fair, but like it's fun as hell.
And the RPG is bad, and the dialogue is bad, and gunplay's okay. But everything else about it fucking sucks.
I like the... If I could take the gameplay of 4 and put it in New Vegas, you'd have the perfect game.
You'd have the perfect game.
It literally would be the perfect video game ever made. Period.
Yeah.
Because New Vegas is unplayable.
This is false, but
Between how shitty the... I mean, it's old as fuck, so it doesn't run.
yeah, I don't play without mods.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
play without mods.
I don't play without a combat and system overhaul. That makes it playable. Yes, the truth about the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa, also known as Oyashiro-sama's curse. On the day of the Watanagashi, 2 people will be killed. The perpetrators are using the curse of Oyashiro-sama as an excuse to kill one victim and make another disappear. That's why the curse of Oyashiro-sama takes place. That's what happens in Hinamizawa, and that's what happens with the curse. I just remember my first experience with New Vegas was when I was 12 in Tybee Island, and I thought it was going to be like Borderlands. And I got it on console, and played 30 minutes, and was like, this game is fucking dog shit, and refunded it. And vowed to never touch it again.
Good job.
And then, like, 7 years later, I played New Vegas for the first time, and I was like, wait, this game is fucking phenomenal. What Kimiyoshi said is all true. Infecting everyone with the idea that enemy from the dam conflict deserved to die was the root of all of this. That was the system of vague commands used in the Sonozaki family created by its head, Oreo. One thing that must be mentioned about that command system is that the person giving the orders and the one executing them didn't need to interact in any way. Though Oreo was the commander, she never gave actual orders. She only had to expect something to happen. Every single one of the family council members around her would satisfy that expectation if given the chance. They didn't have to be proactive about satisfying it. They could be passive too. When the chance arose, anyone who knew Audio's intentions could potentially become the one to execute her orders. Therefore, Audio would never know who actually executed her order, and none of the relatives knew it either. But they all knew things would conclude just as Audio wanted, and they could assume it was one of their own who did it for her. This passive support system was thoroughly effective, and spread all over the village. Its ties became even tighter after the dam conflict. Anyone could be the one to execute Audio's orders. Therefore, everyone supported each other. If someone did something, then the other would try to satisfy Audio's expectations in different ways. For example, they'd come up with false evidence, or otherwise passively interfere with an investigation. Even if they didn't know exactly who they were protecting, they'd still work together to protect whoever it was. Yes, I had finally figured out how it all worked. Phrased in a more organized manner, it would go as follows. The system of killing 2 people who were unwanted by the village each year required 3 elements. The first element was a region of solidarity. It was created during the long and unique history of Hinamizawa. The villagers' bonds became even tighter during the dam conflict. That was one of the conditions for this place to have a curse. It was an element that was already in the region, not one that could be created. The next element was having the same moral standards. This was a very important element, as the curse wouldn't happen without it. Also, this element was created by Oryo Sonozaki herself, and that's why she could claim that this system was established by her own will. Having the same moral standard means that everyone everywhere acknowledges the same enemy. Even when everyone in the village joined together, it would be meaningless if they all didn't know exactly who the enemy was. During the dam conflict, Oryo made that identity of the enemy very clear to everyone. They couldn't just say that they were against the dam construction, and that the government was their enemy. That wasn't clear enough. The government didn't really pinpoint who the enemy was, but Oryo made enemies out of the construction site itself, and therefore its manager. She chose targets that the village could see with their own eyes. They were clear and easy to understand. The villagers acknowledged that everyone at the dam construction site was their enemy, and that construction site manager was the enemy commander. Using the same method, she labeled one after another as an enemy of the village, practically cataloging a list of enemies to print into the villagers' minds. Earlier, I had used the term infecting for this phenomenon. Those infected by this idea were the people unconsciously giving the order to commit murder. When the infection spread across the village, when all of Hinamizawa's residents acknowledged the same enemy, that's when Hinamizawa itself became a murderer. Oryo combined these 2 elements, a solidary region, and having the same moral standards, then selected the enemy and spread that notion throughout the village. The law would normally have punished both the one who committed the crime and the one who gave the order, but Oryo's system didn't require an order at all. Oryo just had to become concerned about the enemy she had pre-selected. But that alone wouldn't cause the curse to take place. Oryo's concern was like a safety device, and even when the safety device was off, the curse wouldn't occur unless there was a finger to pull the trigger. The last necessary element was to set a date for the execution. The night of the Watanagashi. The night to venerate. The night to venerate Oyashiro-sama, the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. On that night, the curse of Oyashiro-sama falls upon 2 enemies of the village, and they disappear. Everyone in the village acknowledged that as fact. In other words, if the same incident took place on any other of the 364 nights of the year, it would be nothing other than a murder case. But if it happened on the night of the Watanagashi, then it would be transformed into the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Oyashiro-sama? Oryo? Same name.
It's the same!
Oyashiro-sama? Oryo-sama? Oishi-sama. The idea that the villagers are allowed to kill their enemies on the night of the Watanagashi had infected them. The villagers were the cells of this huge creature called Hinamizawa, and each cell would be taught who the enemy was. I was right. That, like, it's a village thing. Like Hot Fuzz. Okay. The set date was basically a green light for whoever was in the best position to kill the enemy.
This is what Shion thinks, yes.
That was the truth of the curse of Oyashiro-sama. So I'm right. If the schizophrenic, rambling maniac thinks it, then I'm right.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Therefore, the one who actually killed Satoshi-kun isn't my enemy. The one who set up this murderous system and the one who named Satoshi-kun's family as the enemy is my enemy. To use a broader definition, Hinamizawa itself and the very system of Oyashiro-sama's curse is my enemy. I already killed the hag, the one who designed the system. Kimiyoshi, the one whose job it was to infect the villagers, was the system.
With the system.
Ha! To infect the villagers with the system was already in my hands. I just had to find out who else was involved, and how much. It was like pulling a weed while being very careful not to break its roots. I announced that Keiichi Maebara was one of the people who snuck into the shrine storage. I was certain that fact had already spread throughout the underside of the village. In other words, Keiichi Maebara was an object of the curse of Oyashiro-sama now. Takano-san and Toмотake Flash were found dead, having been killed in gruesome ways. That was the curse of Oyashiro-sama. In that case, they could demon away 2 more people as sacrifices to calm the anger of Oyashiro-sama. The set date for the curse was already over, but just like what happened to Satoshi-kun, demoning away was allowed a little extra time. Something would happen to Keiichi Maebara within a few days. I'd wait patiently, careful not to let my enemy simply take Keiichi Maebara, my bait. Keiichi had been yelling on the other side of the phone for some time. He kept yelling that he didn't want to go into the ritual storehouse to begin with. He claimed he was simply invited by Takano-san and me. He shouldn't be in any danger because of that, he said. He was feeling a sense of crisis and tension. This was going to work. The livelier the bait, the easier it is to spot.
Keiichi.
Yeah. Why the hell did you do that? I didn't have anything to do with this. What will you do? What are you gonna do, damn it? How are you gonna take responsibility for this? Huh? Hey, are you listening? Shut up. I've heard enough of your pitiful tears. I hung up the phone. There was no point in talking to him when he got like that. Besides, I had already achieved my goal, which was to make him realize the danger awaiting him. I took a deep breath, then called the house of the village chief. Kimiyoshi residence.
Hello, Kimiyoshi residence.
This is Sonozaki. So, did you find the mayor?
Oh, it's you, Mion-chan. We've been calling everyone, but no luck. We can't find him. I don't know who else to call. I wonder where he is.
And we've called a few places too, but nothing. I talked to Granny, and she says we should have the youth group look for him.
At this time of day? Besides, we aren't even sure if he's really missing.
It's right after Watanagashi. She just thinks we should be cautious. If the youth group can't find him, then we should call the police first thing in the morning. We'd rather not get the police involved unless we really have to, though.
Did Oryo-san say that?
Yes. If you don't believe me, I'll have her get on the phone.
No, I understand. Okay, we'll gather up the youth group and look for him. If we can't find him, we'll call the police in the morning.
Please call the leader of the youth group, then. I'll be right over in Granny's place.
Thank you. I'll get everyone together right away.
Okay. See you later. The youth group had gathered at the Furude Shrine. They were going to try and find the mayor. I also had to go in the absence of the hag. Just to be mean, I stopped by the underground torture room to let the mayor know that I was headed to the Furude Shrine to search for him.
Jesus Christ, Shion.
Based. Incidentally, according to the tab on the keychain, this underground torture room was actually called the Underground Storehouse for ritual implements. This was the man who was yelling that whoever trespasses on the ritual storehouse should be killed. Although it was an underground ritual storehouse, he was there now, atoning for what he had done. It was pretty ironic. Maybe I was the only one who felt that way, though. Isn't Mion still in like a cage?
Yeah.
Or is this Mion right now?
No, Mion's in a cage.
How are you doing, Uncle Kimiyoshi? Clink. Kimiyoshi didn't say a word, but he made a noise with the chain. Everyone is making such a fuss because they can't find you. Your family called me, so I suggested they gather the youth group to look for you. I'm headed over there now. Was this mean or what? Kimiyoshi could only make the noise with the chain. He couldn't even express any other emotion than anguish. Is the chain too short? Why don't I make it longer every time you give me an answer to a question? If it's even a little longer, you'll feel better. Kimiyoshi's hands were tied behind his back with a tight wire. He was wearing a leather collar with a chain, which was strapped tightly around his neck, too. The collar's chain was on a pulley attached to the ceiling, with the chain pulling him up towards it. The chain was very short and pulled very tight. Kimiyoshi had to stand on his tiptoes to be able to breathe. He had been like that for almost an hour already. He was already exhausted. If I left him overnight, he'd probably end up hanging himself. You told me earlier that you didn't know, but I'll ask you one more time. Please, tell me anything you know about Satoshi Hojo-kun. Oh, sorry. You can't even talk, can you? I'll loosen the chain a little while we chat then. I turned the pulley just a little to loosen the chain that was pulling on Kimiyoshi's neck. Kimiyoshi's heels finally touched the ground, relieving the pressure on his muscles.
I really don't know, Shion-chan. I really don't.
Don't you even know if he's dead or alive?
I really don't know anything.
Well, I guess that's how the curse system of Hinamizawa works. It's possible you really don't know anything. Okay, I'll change the question. As the head of the Kimiyoshi family, I would like you to tell me what you think has happened to Satoshi-kun. Is Satoshi-kun dead or alive? Kimiyoshi didn't know what to say. If he said he didn't know, I'd tighten the chain and leave the room. That would be like a death sentence for him. But all I said was that I wanted him to speak as the head of the Kimiyoshi family. I didn't ask him to tell the truth. But he didn't know what to say to avoid souring my mood, and to get me to loosen the chains around him. He was obviously trying to figure out how to make me extend the chain.
I've heard a rumor that he may be alive.
Ah, about him going to Tokyo on a bullet train, right?
The police have seen him in Tokyo, or something like that.
Oishi had told me that Satoshi-kun had been witnessed getting on a bullet train heading to Tokyo at Nagoya Station, but the police didn't know if that really happened, or what became of Satoshi-kun after that. Therefore, this was simply a random assertion of Kimiyoshi's. Hey, head of the Kimiyoshi family. What would be the point in letting one of those cursed family members live after going through the trouble of making him disappear? I don't think there's any reason for that. Besides, who gave you this information? I was in close contact with Oishi for a while, but he never mentioned it to me. Uncle, if you're just saying that to make me happy, it's not going to work. You know that, don't you? I reached for the pulley controlling the chains around Kimiyoshi, and that act alone sent him panicking as he feared them tightening once more.
Sorry, I'm not trying to make you angry, Shion-chan. I'm sorry.
I don't have time for this. I'm simply asking you to help me look for Satoshi-kun. That's all.
I know that. I'll answer you.
I took my hand off the pulley. Seeing that, Kimiyoshi began making loud groaning noises, trying to try and show me he was thinking hard. Be frank with me. Do you think he is alive or dead?
I think you shouldn't think he's alive.
That figures. There was no point in letting him live, right? I agree with you. I really didn't mean anything too deep by it, but what I said truly scared Kimiyoshi. The police think he ran, using the money he saved to buy Sadako's birthday present because he was the main suspect of his aunt's murder. What do you think about that?
Well, I heard that the culprit was some kind of drug addict.
What do you think about that? Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I believe Satoshi-kun is the culprit. The drug addict was probably a decoy the hag arranged.
I've suspected as much. That guy appeared out of nowhere. I didn't understand it at the time.
So he was a decoy?
I'm pretty sure.
Why do you think that, though?
The police were investigating the case, and Satoshi-kun was the primary suspect, wasn't he? If he was going to get to be demoned away, she didn't want the police to continue the investigation, I guess.
What Kimiyoshi just said is very interesting. He's perfectly correct. If the police continued their investigation, it would complicate things for whoever demoned away Satoshi-kun. Therefore, the hag came up with a decoy in order to bring an end to the investigation. But fabricating a suspect can't be that easy, don't you agree?
The only person who can do things like that is Oryo-san.
I knew the hag was very powerful in the underside of Hinamizawa, but I never knew she was that powerful. I'm sure you also heard quite a few things during the dam conflict. Didn't you also hear those things directly? During the dam protests, I actually saw them issuing orders to my relative, relatives, like destroy their heavy machinery, or can we set up a checkpoint to blockade their construction vehicles? They set free their compadres from the police by coming up with alibis, destroying or forging evidence. I had seen relatives do these things, as well as the hag calling in counselors to the house to protest. As a child, I was pretty impressed, but when I thought back, it was more than that. She was truly the mastermind who controlled the underside of the world. You've heard about the kidnapping case of the grandson of the Minister of Construction, right? So it was really...
So it was really a kidnapping, huh? I heard the grandson was demoned away and then found in the middle of the mountains in Takatsugo or Yaguichi. Oh.
That was at Audio-san's command. No.
I don't know. I think we got it backwards. I think we got it backwards. I don't know.
I think we got it backwards. Just do this as Kimiyoshi. Yeah.
That was Audio-san's command. The minister promised to stop the dam construction, and the grandson was released. All the top people in the ex-Guardians know that.
Oops. Sorry, I'm like, because it's getting dark, the screen was bright. I guess I was right in the middle of it when it was happening, but I didn't notice. The hag, the three families, and the ex-Guardians are truly magnificent, huh? How terrifying. Kimiyoshi finally realized the situation he was in, and he was answering my questions. That made me happy, but the more Kimiyoshi told me the truth, the more I realized Satoshi-kun really was dead. That made me very sad. Who actually demoned away Satoshi-kun?
I don't know. We're never to ask who actually executed Oyo-san's orders.
He was right. That was how the system worked, and so that was a bad question. Whoever it was did a great job, because his body hasn't been found. That's not easy.
Putting aside who actually killed him, it is possible Oyo-san has helped to get rid of the body. You know about the well further down from here, the one that used to dump bodies, don't you?
Yeah, I do. It's a lot safer to dump a body in a well than bury it somewhere in the mountains. Whoever disappears becomes a sacrifice to calm the anger of Oyashiro-sama. That was the rule of this game. Therefore, the bodies must never be discovered. That's why the bodies had to be dumped somewhere nobody could find them. It was very possible that the well was used for that. Then, Satoshi-kun is at the bottom of that well. I grabbed a flashlight and headed to the huge cave with all the cells. I was gonna say, can we get the Mion cameo?
the one-time Mion.
As I turned on the lights in the cave, Mion noticed me and gave me a worried look. I ignored her and headed to the cell in the back. I was still very impressed by how well the well was hidden. It was almost artistic. I shone the flashlight at the bottom of the well. I had no way of knowing how deep the well was. The light of the flashlight wasn't strong enough to reach the bottom. I inhaled, then screamed into the well. Satoshi-kun! Satoshi-kun! Satoshi-kun's name echoed again and again. It was obviously a very deep well. I thought of climbing down using the wedges on the wall, but with the flashlight hanging from my neck, I couldn't light my footing properly. And even if there was enough lighting, I don't even know if the wedges were sturdy enough. It would be like committing suicide. Satoshi-kun was at the bottom of this well. That's when I felt it. A warm hand rubbed my head, for sure. Schizo.
Shion,
Yes.
you finally found me.
Satoshi-kun. Satoshi-kun. I've been looking for you for so long. I'm sorry I couldn't find you while you were still alive. Sorry. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault, Shion. There was nothing you could have done before I was killed. But you did everything you could after I was dead.
Satoshi-kun, I want to join you. I'm coming right now. I'm going to jump, so please catch me. Could you imagine if Shion killed herself right now? And that was like the end of Watanagashi? How would we even get to the actual end of Watanagashi if that happened? Would everyone just be like, well, Kimiyoshi's gone, and all of the Sonozaki heads are gone?
and Mion and Oryo and...
Should we, like, check on the house or something? Like,
What's happening?
Satoshi-kun smiled bitterly. I was saddened to see him reject me.
Theon, I'm happy that you found me. But you are alive, Theon. It's so important to be alive. You can't waste it.
If you aren't here, I don't want to live. I want to be with you, Satoshi-kun. I want to be close to you. I want you to rub my head again. I want to spend time with you. I'll be a good girl. I want to be with you.
Live.
Do I have to?
Live and enjoy your life, okay?
What's so fun about living alone?
You'll find out, so long as you're alive.
To live. I will live. I will live. The eerie well now felt warm. I wasn't allowed to go down to the bottom, but the edge of this well was the place where you and I could meet. Nice sound editing. I really thought that was the end of the chapter. That would have gone hard. Mion! Satoshi-kun. I found him. He's at the bottom of the well, isn't he? Fuck. I forgot I was in this game. I think so. I can't think of anywhere else he'd be. Mion started to sob. You weren't there when Satoshi-kun was killed, were you? No. If you were there, would you have begged the hag to forgive him? Yes. I would have begged her to let him live. Liar. Oh, God damn it. We're fucking back to this shit, man. God damn it. Fucking Ryukishi. You liar! It's that classic fucking record scratch that he loves so much. On that day a year ago, I had just recalled how cruel Mion was then, when she forced me to rip out my nails, acting in her role as the successor. Even if she was there when Satoshi-kun was killed, she wouldn't have stopped being the successor. Satoshi-kun was brought to that torture room. When he saw Mion, I'm sure he thought she would save him. Even as he heard the family head read out his death sentence, I'm sure he looked at Mion and believed that she would save him. He believed Mion was acting that way only because she was with her relatives. He believed she would help him, but she didn't do anything. He was strapped to a restraining device, yet she still wouldn't do anything. Mion was cruel. Mion. Oh, Satoshi? Question mark?
Mion, isn't it about time to help me? I see, I get it. You're with the rest of the family members, so you can't even throw us the hint of compassion. I think it's Shion.
No. I'm canonically, this is Satoshi.
This sucks.
See? Canonically, it's Satoshi. Wait, when Shion gets like the schizophrenia voice in her head, it's canonic Satoshi. Yeah. Help him! Help him! Why? Why didn't you help him? You saw him looking at you, begging to help him, didn't you? Why didn't you help him? Even when he was going through a rough time because of his awful aunt, you didn't help him. You pretended to sympathize, but you didn't help him. You ignored him. He was concerned because you didn't help. Fuck. He was cornered because you didn't help him. I tried to support him. Even when you didn't protect him from killing his aunt, I did. I sacrificed myself to fight for him. 3 nails was nothing. But it wasn't enough to rescue Satoshi-kun. I couldn't help him. Do you know why? Because I was Shion then. As Shion, I was kept away from Hinamizawa, and nobody told me anything. I couldn't know anything. But you were different. You were Mion. You were right in the middle of everything, and you knew everything, and everyone told you everything. If I were you, I could have helped Satoshi-kun. I would have. But you were Mion. Give it back, Mion. The name isn't just yours. It's mine, too. Besides, it was mine to begin with, remember? I just let you be Mion, remember? It was mine. Give it back to me. Give me my name back. I can't stand that you even look like Mion. If I were Mion, then... I kicked the bars. I kicked them again and again. I want to know the tattoo reveal so bad.
What do you think of that? Shion saying Mion was her name.
I want to know the tattoo reveal so bad. I want to know which one of them actually has the tattoo.
This is the reveal.
Do we get who has the tattoo?
No, this is the reveal.
Oh, fuck you. So... Okay, so canon... Shion is the OG Mion.
Uh-huh.
Canon.
Yeah.
Everyone hates Mion. Everybody hates the OG Mion. And simps Shion. So in reality, I was right. Shion is the better sister. I was never wrong.
Damn.
That's wild. So then Mion did get the demon.
Tattoo, yeah.
Well, you know, the generational, like, passed down demon or whatever.
No, yeah. Sure.
Because this bitch is crazy.
You think it's genetic?
Yeah. That's interesting. So that at the end of the game, it is actual Shion in the cage and
It's...
actual Mion.
Is it?
Fuck you, man.
Is it? Are you sure?
Mion curled up fearfully in the back of the cell, as if she were trying to prevent the bars from crashing down onto her. Oh, I could have, like, hit enter and then...
Yeah.
This answer arc is really good. This one has been good. There's a lot of wild shit in this, man.
Notebook page 188. 188.
188. Don't put the Kimiyoshi collar on there, man. Come on. Come on, Ryukishi, my guy. Fuck.
As an achievement. New tips.
New tits. After that, I joined the youth group and searched for Kimiyoshi. I went down the town's council phone directory and called to see if he had visited, then had the group split according to the circular notice divisions and sent them to search the town. Everybody seemed to be assuming they wouldn't find him, but since I knew they definitely never would, it was just bothersome to me. Even after midnight, they were all still enthusiastically looking for him. I bore the sleepiness while yawning. Then I heard somebody whisper,
Last year, we did the same thing. We did the same thing when Satoshi Hojo-kun went missing.
The youth group was looking for someone who would never be found. Just like last year. I was yawning because I knew this. Last year, there must have also been some people who were yawning and grinning on the inside.
When did we stop searching last year? Do you remember?
When Satoshi Hojo-kun was missing. Oh, what time was it?
I guess it was around midnight.
It was already 2 a.m. Although they spent this much time searching for Kimiyoshi, they didn't do the same when Satoshi-kun went missing. After all, some people knew they wouldn't find him. They must have been sleepy. They must have said they should leave it to the police. Shit. I want to kill the people who said that. Based, yandere psychopath, murderous, yandere GF Mion. Maybe I've been wrong.
Please stop perpetuating these harmful stereotypes. This is not okay.
Canonical Mion. Insert the one picture of the emoji with the ring.
Have
you not seen it?
What?
I'm pulling it up.
I'm delaying the end of this episode for this.
I'm pulling it up. It'll take me like that one.